So, friends, we have the project director of ASMA, Mr. Rahul Jain himself with us. He's also a founder of FMA Digital, and I'm going to pick his brains about how this ASMA thing originated, what has he been doing for the last 3 years, and what is in store for us in ASMA 2020. So, welcome, Mr. Jain. It's really nice having you here today. So as I was telling my friends, please let us know that how does this thought process of ASMA started and what the journey was and what is in store for us next.
So, in fact, it's not just last 3 years. It goes back to 2013 when we started to think that how do we make impact in society. Uh, a lot of people talk about transformation. A lot of people talk about the challenges that people have, but there are not many people who are talking about how do we go about it. So, with that kind of a thought process, we started as a research project, and that research project evolved, in the journey of 3 years with participation of 200 plus universities coming in each year. Started gaining a lot of momentum, and that eventually gave me inspiration. A lot of my gurus, in fact, started telling me that I think you are doing, a good job, and there are people who are supporting you. Maybe this is because the purity of the idea itself. There's a requirement. Being said that, we started exploring further, and came ASMA Annual Convention and Awards in 2017, which was a unique project. People liked it due to its content, due to its variety, due to uniqueness, because a lot of forums takes place. They come and talk about it, but stakeholder mapping is not there. Then actual solutions are not getting discussed. Technology is not actually demystified. So theoretically everything is fine, but I think the job that ASMA has taken is to uh, be the enabler, to be the catalyst. We want to make people understand that how do they go about it. We try to evolve frameworks. We work toward giving content which actually is like a template. So just go use it. You don't need to really worry about it. A lot of knowledge otherwise need to be researched. A lot of knowledge need to be created, and I think this is the journey ASMA had. And in 3 years, we have come a long way. The testimony of third ASMA Annual Convention and Awards is out for people to see. The kind of people that we could bring together, the kind of effort we have with top 50 edutech products in India, the kind of response and feedback we are getting from different corners, I think says a lot. And to that end, if you ask me, where I see ASMA 2020, we haven't yet decided, but yeah, I can definitely tell you it's going to be bigger, better, and far more engaging and impactful.
Thank you so much. That was a very wonderful response again. I would say that I as a participant, I attended a lot of panel discussions. I heard a lot of speakers. Most of them invariably spoke about what technology is going to play in the education sector going forward. So I wanted to have your views as to what you feel that how this convergence journey of technology is going to go in the education sector.
Okay, so again, a much talked about thing, and there are templated answers to it. Actually, to be honest, we all know that technology evolution and the way AIML is actually pitching in, a lot of scenarios are coming in to the different pillars of academic, infrastructure. So, if you talk about as simple as branding yourself better, okay. So we have seen the chatbots being talked about, but beyond chatbots, we heard a lot of discussions on RPAs, and our prime sponsor Aura itself is talking about robotic assistant, for universities, which actually cut across a lot of hassle for a student to reach out to a student. At the same time, institutes difficulty of dealing with a lot of inquiries which they don't really want to address, because they wish to invest their time in scenarios where they can be more productive, right? So technology will eventually make life better. Adaption is another important concern which we can talk about, and we can see, and that's what adaption of social media in academia was the idea. ASMA, it stands for adaption of social media in academia. So the whole idea is how do we make technology being more useful. So throughout the time, and as we move forward, we will see more evolution, more ease of operating and more ease of adaptation. I think a lot of products are there. The challenge is how easily can they be adapted, and that's where I see a lot of effort going in over the period of time. Another important area where I see possibilities is voice enablement. So more and more voice scenarios are going to evolve. Institutions, putting the effort to make be voice ready, okay, and dealing with devices. These are the kind of future scenarios I see. The obvious ones are like, how do we adapt technology in classroom, and how do we adapt technology in the way we interact and communicate with the stakeholders. So that will continue to further become more sophisticated and easier, I assume.
So again, insights, sir. One pertinent thing that wanders over the mind when we see so much of technological evolution happening at a fast pace is challenges that education sector, in particular teachers and students, are going to face with so much of onslaught.
So while as I tried to make the point before also, I assume tools and technologies are going to be easier to use, because the last phase of time, last 5 years, has been about understanding how we can solve a problem through technology. And today I see, while we were preparing this top 50 edutech products in India, we could figure out a fair large number of products which are evolved, but there are no takers. Where is the problem? The problem is you have a product, you don't have outreach. The problem is you have a product, your initial adaptations couldn't succeed. Okay, so when these kind of scenarios are there, the outreach problems can be solved better through platform like us, so we wish to give more technology products the space, whereby they can reach and communicate with stakeholders. The second is, their own evolution over the period of time, and the right products, finding their value, and they actually going about making it easier to consume.
I think you have provided 3 pertinent steps here which we should take note of. The last question for you, Mr. Jain, we have here is that we are saying that a lot of what we learn in schools and colleges is not up to the mark to be future ready. So what, according to you, are skills that the millennials or the Gen Z would require to be?
Okay, so I think AICT has put in a lot of emphasis on the new technologies. They are talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, NLP. They are talking about robotics. So these are the commonly used buzzwords. My thought goes to one important facet. Technology, people can learn. Technology is one set of skill which people can adapt and move forward in their life. But if they try and grow business acumen, I think technology takes the back seat. If you wish to evolve as a better consultant, I think that's when you actually rise up the value chain. So try. My message to young community is always about, why are you stuck with just knowing the jargons of technology? Why can't you start thinking more in terms of how can I help the business? How can I actually give them the solutions to the problems that they have? Because coders easily can be found, but it's very difficult to actually find the right kind of business analysts, the right kind of thinkers, the right kind of actually problem solvers, because these are the people who in fact make or break a business. So I think there is a lot of requirement toward we help people learn beyond the new onslaught of technology, the business learnings. So how do they go about actually understanding the problem and then coming up with critical thinking about how do we solve them.
So great, friends, we saw that Mr. Jain carries a view that apart from technologies and the buzzwords that are coming in, business acumen is also very, very critical. So there is a clear, loud message coming in from somebody who conceptualized ASMA and has taken it to this level, that going forward, apart from technology, business acumen and problem solving stands to be the number one skill which makes you future ready. Thank you very much, Mr. Jain.
Thank you so much, Vishal.